guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing the best of 2017 video. I'm a few days late, but you know, that's okay. That's normal for me. So I have a lot of things to talk about. Hopefully this is not going to be too long of a video, but if it is, I'm sorry. Let's see, anything else that I have to say? I think I pretty much have something in every sort of category, including brushes as well. So I'm going to not ramble on this intro and let's just go on and get into this. So first I'm going to start off with my favorite moisturizer, which is the Olhenkrikson Counterbalance Oil Control Hydrator. So what this does is it helps control like your oils and moisturizes. Why am I having troubles? But yeah, I mean, it does a really great job. It's a little minty, so it kind of like, I wouldn't say it stings, but it does have like a tingling feeling to it, and which takes some getting used to. I try not to put it too close to my eyes because it does make them burn a little bit. But other than that, it really helps with the oil control that I need help with. It helps control my oil, and that's, you know, pretty much what I'm asking for, and it hydrates my face, so. So then my favorite primer is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and this is an oil-free. It's very like silicone-y, and I really like it on the days that I need it to help me with my foundation. I used it today. It really does, so you know, I can't complain too much there. I'm not huge on primers, but when I feel the need for one, that's the one that I use. In terms of foundations, I have two huge standouts to me. The Georgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, and I'm in the shade 4.5, and then the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. I'm in the shade light beige, which is too dark for me. This one does oxidize a little bit, but I just love it. It doesn't feel like you have foundation on. Neither one of these do. The Giorgio Armani is a little bit less full coverage. It's like medium. It's like the light to medium, like it's in a weird in-between phase. Like it does a great job. I have it on now as well. It does a great job, but it doesn't cover up as much redness that I have on my cheeks or like any blemishes that I have on my chin. But other than that, like it does give nice coverage. And then the Too Faced one is pretty much like full coverage. It does a great job. They both like don't break out my skin. They last all day on me. They don't, but they both feel weightless as well. Like I just don't feel like I have foundation on. They don't get cakey. They don't crease. They are wonderful. They are wonderful. I need to get a different shade in the Too Faced one to see how well that looks, because I do get like that weird little line later on. I have two concealers to talk about. One of them is a staple. It is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. To me, this is the first year that I used it, and I love it. I'm in the shade Light. It does crease a little bit on me, but it's so full coverage that if you put it on just right, you don't need much at all. It looks beautiful on the skin. And then the other one, you see me use this all the time. It's the Benefit Boing Airbrush Concealer, and this is number 1 in terms of shades. And I mean, it's just beautiful. I love it because I just pop it on. That's what I have on today, and it's just, I mean, it's great. Like, it gives pretty decent coverage and lasts all day. It barely creases. It's lightweight. Like, it's... The next thing is a powder. It is my ColourpopxKathleenLights Pressed Setting Powder, Perfect Press Powder. This is the shade Light. This is like the only pressed setting powder that I use, and it's just, it sets my face and it doesn't give any flashback, and it just makes everything feel so soft. I love it. I mean, that's like the only, like legit, that's, I have other samples sizes, but like this is the only pressed setting powder that I use. Next up is bronzers, and I have two. I have the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Light Bronzer, and then I have the Tarte Park Ave Princess Amazonian Clay Waterproof Bronzer. So I have the Tarte one on now, and it has some shimmers in it, but it's like not too much. I absolutely love it. When I'm feeling a shimmery-ish bronzer, this is the one that I reach for. And then butter bronzers are just like butter. They are beautiful. The only thing I have to say, and this is on me, is I wish I wouldn't have bought the light bronzer. I didn't realize that there were different shades. So I am going to get like the regular bronzer. I just haven't done it yet because there's just, you know, there's so much in here. So I want to use it. Oh. And it smells so good. I wish the packaging wasn't as bulky, but Physicians Formula, this is the like best drugstore bronzer I've ever found. You know, it's not orange on the skin. I mean, it's beautiful, and it lasts all day, and you know, you get a nice little coconut scent as well. And it doesn't last all day. It's just, you can just smell it when you open it. And this one is beautiful. I mean, Tarte has gone as far as to make like a whole palette, like Park Ave Princess palette for like contouring and stuff like that, that I just like put my hands on it. Next up, I have blushes. So I have two blushes to talk about that were my ultimate standouts for this year. I have the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek, and this is a matte. It is a blush. It is called Between the Sheets. This stuff I love. It's Super Shock shadows are the same texture as this, and they're a little tricky to get used to because they feel like a powder cream. Like, it's the weirdest thing to describe. I haven't really figured out how to describe it, but I mean, you could, if I wanted to, you could like press this in and kind of like change it, but it's such a pretty color. And it just meshes so well with the skin in terms of like looking natural. It doesn't look like you have an intense blush on. The only thing that I do like to do is after I've put it on, I like to put it on with a dense brush. You can put it on with your fingers too. Then I put some more bronzer on. Like, I tend to put bronzer and then blush. So I'll put, I forget because of how I do things. But I like to put some more bronzer on over it just to kind of like melt it into the skin a little bit better, because it will like be bronze and then it'll be blush, and that doesn't look so pretty. So if I put some bronzer over it just to kind of like blend it a little bit together, so then the other blush that I really like, and it's any blush from this brand, is the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blushes. This specifically is the shade Feisty, which is a beautiful, it's right here, like mauve peachy tone. I love it. This is like the standout for me, and this is the blush that I have on now, and it's lasted pretty decently today. There is some like redness coming out, just that's naturally in my cheeks as well, so don't let that like alter how you think about this blush or how you feel about it. But it is beautiful. It lasts all day. Is it 12 hours-ish? It's not like 12 hours start to finish. The same pigment, the same look. But it does stay on. It's beautiful. Oh, I just love Tarte blushes. They just mesh so well with the skin. They're beautiful. They are gorgeous. Then in terms of highlighters, I have one to talk about, and it is the Ofra, every time I say it like that. The Ofra Cosmetics Rodeo Drive Highlighter. It's this one right here. I do have some on. I'm gonna just, like pop a little bit more on. But I mean, it's such a beautiful, wet looking, it's a little shimmery, but on camera and in pictures it looks wet, and you can definitely build it up. I'm gonna build up one side to be an intense highlight. Yeah, there you go. You see, or it can be a subtle, so that's what I really like about it. What I don't like is the fact that the glue came undone. But beggars can't be choosers. And I mean, these highlighters, the pans are just so big that will last you forever. Like, it will expire before you use it. This is such a pretty, like champagne beige color. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, it's gorgeous. I love it. You can't go wrong with this highlighter. I got it in a BoxyCharm, and I love Ofra highlighters now. So, thank you, BoxyCharm. On to lips. So I have 3 lips to talk about. I have 2 liquid lipsticks and then 1 actual lipstick. This is from Tarte. It is the Rainforest of the Sea. It's in the shade Island Life. Let me swatch her out for you. It's just this really pretty, like, deep mauve color that I am in love with, that I don't wear enough, but when I think of a lipstick that I want to wear, this is hands down the first one that comes to mind. Just because I'm not wearing it in videos all the time, just because I have a lot of products to wear and use and test out, doesn't mean that I don't love this. I mean, this is just a really pretty, I guess I would describe it as a berry mauve color. It's pretty. And then the other one, I don't know why I didn't think of this, is Salt Life. Salt Life is one of my favorites. Same, focus on me. Come on. There we go. It's same line, just true mauve. It's like a true mauve color. Oh, I love it so much. That one's pretty gorgeous as well. They feel really great on the lips. They don't dry out my lips at all. They last a very good time for being a lipstick. They're great. I definitely highly recommend one of these. Their whole line is pretty good, but these are just the ones that I own and that I really like, so I'm one on that one. The next one is a Ultra Satin Lip. It is from the Kathleen Lights and Colourpop most recent Dream collab. This is from the Dream Team bundle. This is in the shade Dreamy, and it is what I have on my lips now. Ultra Satin lips are wonderful, okay? They last all day. They aren't transfer proof at all, but they are kind of like the good formula. I don't know. How do I describe it? They don't dry out your lips, but they don't totally dry down. So that's the benefit of the Ultra Matte Lip, is they dry down intensely. But some of them, not all of them, dry out your lips extremely bad. The Ultra Satin Lips don't do that. But they stay, like, just because they don't dry down doesn't mean they aren't, like, staying all day. So I just did that and my lips still look fine. You know what I mean? That's one of the benefits of having an Ultra Satin Lip, is they're not drying, but on the con, they transfer. But this color right here is perfect. To me, it is like the Your Lips but better of the Ultra Satin Lips. It's just, you know, I just really like it. I haven't had it for long, but it's definitely, like, since I've had it, been one of my go-tos. Oh, it's just, you know, it's perfect. And then also from Colourpop is their collab with Alexis Ren. Apparently I just really like glams. It is in the shade Little Weapon. I use this color all the time. It is a beautiful red. I mean, that's red. There are maybe some orange hues in it, but it is a gorgeous red, right? Like, and you guys love it when I wear it too. You guys just give, like, so many compliments when I'm wearing that color. It is a matte lip, but it doesn't dry out my lips at all, and it lasts all day. Like, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It is the perfect red lip. Perfect. Mascara. So I have 2. I have one high-end, and then I have one drugstore. So this is the Voluminous Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. It is a total dupe for the Better Than Sex Too Faced Mascara. It is the exact same thing. Except their pink one that comes in the same pink bottle, which is their not waterproof one. This is not waterproof. Their not waterproof one is easier to get off. This one from L'Oreal is like one of the hardest things I've ever done to get that mascara off. But no fallout, lasts all day, keeps my eyelashes up and gives me volume, it gives me length. It's good. She good, you know. She good. The Grande Mascara Lash Boosting Formula. I have this one on now. It also gives me some volume, not as much as the L'Oreal one. It gives me some volume. It gives me a lot of length, but it keeps my lashes up. And that is the biggest thing for me. So this mascara, I've had on for 12 hours now, roughly 12 hours, and it's done a pretty good, it has done a pretty good job. It has kept some lift to my lashes in those 12 hours, you know, dwindling down throughout the day. And it doesn't have any fallout under my eyes. So it's, you know, it's great. It's wonderful. I love it. It's good. I hated this mascara at first, and then after a couple uses, you know, there's some mascaras that you just have to use a couple of times to give them their true potential. This one is one of those. On the other hand, the L'Oreal, it's great right out of the package, but after a few uses, it starts to clump up. So I did it'll be in the cards now, I did a hack video to see just leaving a mascara in hot water and then applying it after, you know, a few minutes, how that helped with the formula. And this is one that, like, you should use that hack on because it definitely helps with that clumpiness. I don't mind clumps though, because I need as much help as I can get, but that one can borderline too much for me. Just saying. On to palettes. So I have 3 eyeshadow palettes to talk about. The first one was new to me this year. I know that this, I'm pretty sure it didn't come out in 2017. When did it come out? I don't know. It's the Modern Renaissance Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette. This palette is a gorgeous palette. So it's just, you know, so pretty. So pretty. It comes with 14 shades. They're highly pigmented. They have some fallout, but that's kind of what can happen the more pigment. This is not like some reviews have been with the Subculture or the Prism palette. This one is, I've never had that issue with that. I haven't heard people having that issue with that. It holds some of my favorite colors. Like, this is a wonderful transition shade. This helps deepen the crease beautifully on me and on my skin tone. Warm mauve is one of my favorite colors. This color right here is one of my favorite colors. Like, this is one of my favorite colors, like all of you. This is a good palette. This is great. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Highly recommend getting that in your collection if you don't have it. And then the other one, I have one more. The one after this one though, what am I saying? This one here is the, if you haven't read it already, Jacqueline Hill and Morphe collab. And I mean, how can you not love this palette? Heavily pigmented. It's what, $35 for, maybe it's $40, I don't know, but for $6.30, yeah, it might be $35 for 30 shadows, which is roughly about $1 a shadow. Like, what? For this, these are amazing shadows, like, and you have pretty much everything that you need in here. The only thing that I wish is that there was a matte, like, white shade. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that would make this perfect. But other than that, like, this is, if you are a makeup artist, you need this in your collection because you pretty much have every single color you need under the sun. And they're beautiful. Like, they're great. They're wonderful. They're wonderful. I highly recommend this if you don't have it already. And the last palette is the Dream Street from the same collab, Colourpop and Kathleen Lights. Now, I haven't had this one as well, but I have, ever since I've gotten this, I've used it every day since I've gotten this. And it's beautiful. Like, Colourpop does shadows right. Kathleen Lights does an amazing job on her collabs with anybody that she collabs with. Like, she just picks the most perfect colors that I feel suit different types of skin tones. These are all highly pigmented. This palette is one of my favorite palettes I've ever used, that I've ever owned, that I've ever had, anything. This is one of those. So it's the one I'm using, I have on my eyes today. So I've had it again for 12 hours and this is how it looks. And all I primed my eyes with was concealer, the Airbrush concealer that I talked about in this video. That's all that I put on my eyelids. So I mean, it's not even creased. It's last all day. It's And anybody who knows anything knows how obsessed I am with Kathleen Lights. Like, I'm super obsessed with her. My Danny Loons was inspired by Kathleen Lights. Like, it was inspired by that. And Loon is the moon, and I like moons, and clearly. Yeah. Anyways, so this, I mean, you can create so many different looks with just these 12 shades, and this was $16. And then the last like makeup-y item that I have to talk about is the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray, and this stuff is bomb. It's like hairspray. Like, that's how continuous it is. It does not stop. It is, and it's such a great mist, and it just sets everything into place, and it just, oh, I love it. And this one, how much was this? This was maybe $12. That is hands down one of my favorite all-time setting sprays ever. And last, I have some brushes to talk about. So this was the first year that I even purchased brushes, other than like a couple of e.l.f. ones that I've had for the longest time. I purchased other Morphe brushes, which do fine. They're fine, but they're not my favorite. They are some of the cheapest, so not my most favorite brushes that I have, just because of the fallout, and they're a little bit more rough than the ones that I'm about to talk about. So I have quite a few from Morphe. Please forgive me. It's not like I'm an affiliate or anything. I don't have a code. I just like Morphe stuff. It's cheap and it's good, so yes. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the Morphe Y6. It is the Pro Flat Buffer for foundation. It's bomb.com. It's $10. But this has become my go-to for my foundation. And then, I'm going to get this stuff all over my shirt. I already have. Lipstick swatches everywhere. So then this brush right here is the Modapro BMX 250 chisel brush. So it's designed to like help with cream contour, but I really like to buff out my under eye concealer with it. When I use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, this is the brush that I use to buff it out. It's great. It just gets like right up in there, and if I've already done my eyeshadow, it like helps with that too. So you have some more control over it as well. Then to set my face, my all-time favorite brush that this is the only brush that I use, you see me use it all the time, is this one. It's the Luxie 660 Precision Foundation, and it's just so good. It's just so good. And I did clean my brushes before I filmed this video, so consider you guys lucky. Then this one is the Morphe E41 brush, and this is the world's largest bronzer brush. This is great for bronzing up the skin. It's the best. It's the biggest. This one, the Morphe R37, is my all-time favorite ever blending brush. It is the best thing ever. The Morphe M438 is my favorite highlighting brush. You just saw me use it a little bit ago. It just, you know, does a great job getting in there. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. The next thing that is my favorite brush is the Morphe M213 brush. It is this little guy right here, which is tiny. He's a little tiny guy, but he's great for getting under the brow bone and in the inner corner, and sometimes I use it for my lower lash line. But the one that I normally use for my lower lash line is this one, the Morphe M432. I always have a hard time saying this guy's name. But he's a flat little, you know, definer brush that just gets like right up in there, or I use it for like a winged liner if I'm using eyeshadow as well. And then the last brush is also another Modapro, and it is the BMX 430 crease brush, and it kind of comes to a point, if you can tell, which is one of my favorite things to use to deepen up that crease, because it really like gets the color into the crease and helps it stay there. You know what I mean? It's just really great about getting it in there, not blowing it out too much. And then the last makeup item, the last thing that I'm going to talk about at all, in terms of my favorites of this month, is the MAC Cosmetics. Does MAC actually go by cosmetics? Oh, yeah. MAC stands for Makeup Art Cosmetics? I had no clue. So it is the eyebrow pencil that I have on right now, and it just matches so well, and it just glides on and it lasts all day, and it looks so pretty, and this is like the best thing that I found. I like the Anastasia Beverly Hills one. I like the Brow Wiz one from Benefit Cosmetics, but MAC kind of like takes the cake for me, and when I was thinking about them, like really stands out when I want something. I don't know, it's just the way that it goes on and the way that it looks, like it just looks like my eyebrows but better. I don't know, it just looks good, you know? The only thing that could improve is there could be a spoolie on here. MAC, please. Please put a spoolie on here. I need one. I need one bad on that. And for like, however much this is, it should just have a spoolie. Just saying. $18, I think. But that is all the makeup that I have to talk about for this video. I guess I do have one more thing to talk about as my favorite thing for 2017, and that is all of you guys. You know, this is the first year that I've had my channel, and that could have not happened. I mean, it took me to take that plunge, but it took all of you being as supportive and welcoming and open-armed that you are, that encouraged me to continue with this. I know that I've touched at least some of you, and that is what matters to me. So you guys are my ultimate favorite piece of 2017, and I can't wait to watch how we are going to grow in 2018, and I'm very excited for this channel to grow with all of you. It is one of the most and biggest things that I look forward to. Yeah, that is everything that I have for this video. It is already super long and hopefully you guys haven't clicked out by now. But I want to thank you for watching this video. It was my first best of favorites of 2017, and I can't wait to do more. And if you liked it, make sure that you give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to me if you haven't already. I post every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Or you can just hit that little notification bell and it will just notify you when I post, so you don't have to remember those silly days. Make sure that you follow me on all of my social medias. The links are in the description box down below, and they are on the screen right now. Make sure that you enter my huge giveaway. Seriously, go enter. Trust me, you want these things. And the link will be in the description box down below, and I will see you next time. Love you guys. Bye!